Okay. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna wash the cabbage pie. And yes, by the way, we're live
On what?
on YouTube.
Oh,
So I'm gonna set the phone right here so it does not fall.
in my room, that's good.
Oh, hush. So you were saying that this was your family tradition?
Yep. Cornbread, cabbage, and well, it's corned beef, and then there's like cabbage, carrots, and potatoes. But since I'm on a diet and I can't have a lot of starch, I took out the potatoes and just included more carrots.
Okay.
My grandmother would shoot me, but let's, it's 2019, it's not 1940.
Back in the day, we appreciated all the food we got.
Right. Yeah, no, goddamn diet. It's fucking eating. That's pretty much what she'd say.
Yeah.
Pretty much what she'd say. Yeah, no, goddamn diet. And did you want?
Yeah, just give me a minute here. I'm still working with the pot. You're welcome. Pot.
Thank you. Fill it up like 3/4 of the way, well, like halfway with water for me.
After I'm done washing this. But why do you need the blue one? There's a green one right there.
Oh, fucking, I didn't even see it. That's usually my trusty spoon when I fucking cook. That's usually what I use when I get my best luck. When I'm cooking. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And here's that back. You put water in it for me.
Uh-huh.
Make that like, oh yeah, like half.
Alrighty.
I got the broth started with some beef bouillon. And then
Got the veggies all cut up.
I got veggies cut up.
Veggies cut up and trimmed.
I need to get a little garlic. There's a lot of garlic. And since I love garlic, I'm probably going to use like a 3 fucking cloves. I don't fucking care.
That is a big ass thing of fucking corned beef.
No, it shrinks.
Eh.
It shrinks. So it's only like 2.34 pounds.
Really? Jesus. That is...
Highway robbery.
Yeah.
Because back when I was younger, they were like a lot thicker and a lot like
Bulkier?
you had a lot more content when you freaking went and got corned beef, because corned beef is not like a choice cut meat. It's not like it's not like it's a steak, or it isn't a steak. It's not a freaking loin. It's not a roast. It isn't a rump. I think, but don't quote me. I believe the corned beef, this section is from either like the underside of the neck or the belly. I'm
Damn.
not sure. Like the jowls of of the deer. Wow.
The deer?
Yeah. of the.
I didn't. Came from deer.
Well, do now, don't you?
Careful, there's a lot of soap on the bottom. Might want to like.
Best I can do. Found out that my freaking cousin opened bought a Italian restaurant.
Really?
Yeah. And he's never owned a restaurant in his life. He's never even worked in food.
Oh my god.
So he has no clue what he's doing. Yeah. So that business will go under.
Probably.
But whatever. I mean, they're blocked on my Facebook. They're blocked out of my life. They don't even have my freaking phone number, so I just don't even associate with them. So it's their own ignorance. They can stew in it all they want. That's how I feel about it.
I see a raven.
I'm just saying
Mm-hmm.
that I could do a 20,000 times better job freaking running and managing a freaking restaurant than he probably ever could, but whatever.
What are you doing?
Chopping the garlic. You never freaking seen clove garlic prepared?
I've never seen anyone chop garlic.
Delicious.
Anticoagulant. Anticoagulant.
Yep. Most people that I've seen prepare garlic just smashes it like that.
Yeah.
Like this. And then they just add it to what they're cooking. But I don't like finding whole huge chunks of garlic in my food.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll run a knife through it just so it will prepare correctly and break down correctly. Go fucking right now. So, it'll prepare correctly and it'll do what I want it. The intent. Also, garlic is, you get the most flavor out of garlic when it's diced or emulsified.
Mm-hmm.
Diced, emulsified. Well, sliced right now, but I'm going to dice it all here in a second. But you put this together and you just run your knife through it.
Don't cut your fingers now.
Nope. It's pretty much kind of. It's like garlic is really sticky, so it's gonna pretty much turn into a paste by the time I'm done cutting it. But it's just cut up really fine. But I wish I could fucking have smell-o-vision, because if you smelled this, you could tell from when I cracked it, from when I cracked it out of the peel to this stage, it's even more its aroma has gotten stronger.
Yeah.
Now that corned beef will look totally different out of the package because all those juices that it's been sitting in.
Mm-hmm.
And all the preservatives, to be totally honest.
Spice packet ingredients. Spices.
Yeah, I don't use those. Because it doesn't taste like, I feel that it doesn't taste right when you use those because that my grandmother never used them. She just threw that shit away. She was like, meh, hard pass. She knew how to cook, so and so do I. So it isn't like we don't. I mean, we ain't driving blind. We ain't driving blind here. So.
Yeah. Oh, you cutting up onions now?
Just one.
Ooh.
I don't want to dice it. I think I'm just gonna slice it because it's gonna go in
Yeah.
with a big head of freaking
Cabbage and all that.
So it doesn't need to be so fine to the point where
You can't fucking find it.
you're right. Like I personally like seeing my food, like seeing everything in my food, like when I go to cook.
Yeah.
So. But we're not going to be putting crazy spices in it, like ginger. I'm not putting ginger in it. It's just going to, pretty much it's just garlic, onion, and some beef bouillon, and you just let it do its thing for a couple hours, and then it's done. But since we're night owls, this is the best time for us to cook because we're up all night anyway. We sleep during the day. Oh.
Kinda glad we don't have smell-o-vision.
I
don't think nobody wants to smell them onions.
I love the smell of onions, so I don't care what anyone says. I freaking love onions. So 1/2 onion will go with the veggies. Well, we'll go with the corned beef and the carrots, and then the other half will go with the cabbage. So it's going to be a different. I mean, it'll work if the fire goes on. But,
yeah.
But I think I'm going to put the larger half with the meat and the carrots. But I need to cook. But the corned beef has to cook for like 30 minutes longer. Like, it's meat 30 minutes and then add carrots. But I'm not gonna add. But I'm doing the cabbage separately because if you put everything together at once, like your cabbage gets soggy, and you don't really get to appreciate the cabbage because it pretty much turns into nothing.
Yeah.
And then it like evaporates.
Yeah.
So that half will probably go with the meat and the carrots. Well, this will go with the meat, and then the carrots will be added.
Yeah.
So we have our bouillon.
You're gonna cut up the other cabbage?
Yeah, I will. But I have to get some of this stuff. And
we have onions. Onions and garlic and bouillon.
Yep. Now we chop this other freaking cabbage. Look at her wrist. Just gotta. It don't have to be pretty. It just you just want to quarter it and trim that because that's really bitter.
Trim that bullshit.
Well, it's pretty. Well, it's the core and it.
Well, yeah.
And when you cook it, like with your cabbage, it can make your cabbage bitter. Now, I'm not Not a lot of people know that, but they kind of look kind of cute.
Hmm.
To be honest. Ouch. And then we just. Bam. So that is done. Now, we set this aside. Carefully. Carefully. And then we just. Went a little shallow. But there's a but it's vacuum sealed, so it's gotta be opened up.
It's got to do its thing.
It's like Fort Knox, but whatever. And it's super slimy because it's been it's corned beef and it's been sitting in juices, so I'm gonna give it a good rinse before I put it in. And corned beef is a fatty meat, so you always have that layer of fat with it. So if you have so if you have that fat layer, you have got a good piece of corned beef because pretty much that's all you because pretty much that's where you're gonna get the majority of your flavor. And the part of the cow. I said deer earlier, but that's that point.
Yeah, corned beef totally comes from a deer.
Yeah. So you want to rinse it off from all that shit, and then you will see how like the meat is very grainy. Like you will feel like the grain in the meat, and that's how you get a really good piece of meat. And then if it's too slimy or it smells kind of foul, that's when you know you have a bad piece of meat. Like, that's common sense, hopefully, but you never know. And then you slowly lower it into the broth and the onion and the garlic, and then we need to put a 20 minutes because I want to make sure it gets it does its thing, and I gotta turn the heat down a smidge because you want it to cook nice and evenly. You don't want it to cook fast and get tough. Then once. Okay. Now, my grandmother was a freak about salt, and she loved salt in everything that she ate. But I don't cook with salt, but I have Himalayan salt.
Which is still salt.
It's different salt, but it's still salt. And you just kind of eyeball it, depending on how much you like salt. And you just kind of throw a little you kind of dust it. You don't want it super, you just want it a little. You want it to thing. And then with it there, add a little salt to it. And this water has not even begun to boil yet, so I turn the water up. If your water gets a little smoky, that's okay because it's salt. And I'm going to add, even though the water has not begun to boil, I'm going to add my onion because that rise in heat will pull out that onion taste.
I love this show.
I probably shouldn't toss the onion in with all this, but it's okay. Just want to get every little sliver. There we go. So once that's taken care of, this is going to sit for a little bit. And I have to put bouillon in with the cabbage, so it virtually, because even though because you're supposed to make it all in one, all together, but I don't have a pot big enough, and you still have to be able to stir it.
Yeah.
And I'll be damned if I'm gonna you have to cook it in your damn bathtub to get the fucking stir. So hell with that.
That smells really good.
What?
The corned beef. The corned beef pot.
I put 2 beef bouillon cubes in it, so it should be like nice and like I made a really nice
Yeah.
you know.
Beef stock.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna add 2 to the cabbage because I want to make sure that beef flavor comes out in the cabbage.
Yeah.
I want it present, but I don't want it to be the only taste in the cabbage. I still want to taste my cabbage. But most likely the cabbage will be done before the meat gets done. But that's why we're doing it in
In separate
separately.
pots.
I'm gonna toss this lid on just so we can preserve some moisture and contain all those nice juices.
Cabbage.
I'm gonna toss this lid on just to get this water boiling. Until then, we wait until the water boils, and then we have a 20-minute timer for the 20-minute timer for the cabbage, and then we'll add carrots. So roughly about a little bit before that timer goes off, we're probably going to be adding the cabbage to the pot. You want anything else with this? Like couscous? Should I make
Yeah.
a third side or something? Because we don't have we don't have a lot of couscous left, so we could finish that off.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much 1 cup.
Yeah.
Literally 1 cup. So that should be okay for the both of us. You know, but
Yeah.
that's for a party of fucking 4.
I see a raven. Hey, the timber. Hi, buddy. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Timber, go lay down on the couch.
Go on, go lay down. Go.
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 Dude, are you serious? Not gonna listen? Lay down. You're fine, buddy. Up there. Come on. Lay down. Lay down. You're fine. It's not playtime.
She thinks it is.
Oh my god.
It's a Luna. It's a Luna. Hi, Luna. Are you a fox or a German Shepherd? Oh, hell. Here they come. Really? Not that she doesn't want to, is that she's kind of like, how play?
Well, yeah, fuck her up, Timber. Fucking shit out of her.
of course, you pull her light off her collar. You jerk. It's a Luna. How's it looking?
It's coming. It's just, I mean, it's stagnant water right now because it's trying to get hot to boil.
Yeah.
And then this.
Ooh! That smells delicious.
Smells freaking like heaven. That's just, I'm just checking on it so nothing is burning. Everything's doing its thing.
Luna!
That's freaking gold, dude.
Like, here, let me hug you.
You know, he's trying to dominate. That's what he does. He's trying to help you.
No, that's literally a dog hug. People train their dogs to do that.
Oh my god, break it up. Holy shit. And we have a Luna that's just so transfixed. Being up my ass.
Let go of her.
No. Let them work it out. We need to break them up because you don't like something. That's what dogs do.
No, he doesn't need to be biting onto her, like, on the scrub.
Well then, you don't need to be playing at all then.
Dude! How about it, girl?
Sissy. I'm just making a freaking shake for myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm doing. It freaking smelled horrible. So I was like, why in the heck was it smell so bad? Oh, my windows. I just checked them, so don't open them up.
I'm not opening them up. You gotta remember, dude, I'm filming.
my vegan peanut butter. Well,
Your vegan powdered peanut butter.
that's how vegan peanut butter comes, is powdered. It isn't coming out for, like, if you want it to be spreadable, you just add a little water to it and mix it up. And we have a sauce.
Woo!
Now we just take the cabbage, add it. Just get her in there a little bit more. Press the water down. Get them a little submerged. Don't want the quarter baked freaking cabbage. That's done. And depending on how the corned beef looks, I might add the corned beef early.
Carrots?
The carrots to the corned beef early. Depending on how it looks. Yep, it's floating. They're going in.
All them carrots. Ow! Fucking shit.
Don't stand so close. The goal is to kind of use the carrots as weights to keep like the corned beef underneath the water so it doesn't float. Top back on. Nope. I'm gonna make sure these carrots get submerged. And then when this comes back to a boil, I turn it on low and walk away. And then that will be then the cabbage will be done for within like 20 minutes maybe.
Nice.
Well, like when the cabbage is fork tender,
Yeah.
is when it's done. Well, is when the cabbage is done. So that's gonna do its thing. And then at the end, before we dish everything up, I'm gonna freaking make couscous.
Woot.
That's a third, like that's a side, because we get like there's a meat on one side, and then I'll make another side. So I'll take that off.
So we just leave it for a couple hours?
When the when the corned beef comes to when the corned beef comes back to a boil, it's still on low. But this comes to a boil, but I don't want it on a rolling boil because I don't want the cabbage to come apart. I want them to be nice chunks, and then I'm gonna turn it on low, and just let it do its thing.
Shit.
And then when these are fork tender, they're done, because I still want that crunch.
Yeah.
But I don't want them soggy.
Yeah.
And this I want done and safe to eat, but corned beef is always red, so it doesn't turn. Well, no, it doesn't turn brown.
It doesn't turn any other color.
Yeah, it just stays red. Because it's corned beef, and it's technically already done. Like, it's already done, been cooked. But I'm not gonna eat slimy ass beef. So, go on, buddy. Go on. I told you to go lay the fuck down. Get there, lay down. Go on. Go lay down.
Well, when this shit is done, I will start another fucking live stream. Because I'm pretty sure that nobody wants to fucking hang around and stare at this for
a couple hours.
couple hours. But yeah, till then,